Hi everyone, this is Tracy from We Craft at Home, and Tattered Lace 6 is here. So we'll first have a quick look through the magazine, and then we'll do some projects. So the first thing is the camper van is the exclusive SVG with a stencil that's like chevrons. That could be really handy. I've got to be honest, I'm not really sure about this one. I'm not sure when I'd use it, but you know, everyone's not going to like everything, so it's fine. I might get a chance to use it, but I can't see me using it. Oh, I do like them flowers on that one though. They're pretty, and the backing paper. Okay, so I can pick bits out of it, that's helpful. Sentiment's nice as well. Okay, shabby chic decoupage. Now this is more me. I love these. I'm loving most of the stuff in here this month. I've got to be honest, not so much the camper van, but I mean this is just so cute. I love it. I really do. Floral tapestry. I've seen a few people do that. I've seen someone do it with foiling, and that looked amazing. I've only got the scan and cut foiling. I haven't got the We Are Memory Keepers, so maybe someone could give me a hint of whether it's worth getting. I keep looking at it, but I haven't actually got it yet, because I just keep thinking, would I use it? But I see a lot of you do, so these are always worth a read. I don't know if anyone bothers reading these, but I do, and they're actually they give a lot of information and they make a lot of sense, so do read them. They are worth it. Delightfully different. Now this fuchsia one, I love it. That is just so different. I think this is maybe possibly my favourite of this one. So I definitely probably give it a go. This one I really like, but you're going to be stuck for if you want to post it, aren't you? But it's beautiful, it's lovely. Maybe you can use it around a pot or something, I don't know. It just, it seems a shame you'd have to make a box for it, which is easy enough, I know, but you couldn't really post it the shape it is. I don't think it would work. These paper shadows, aren't they? Just adorable. I love these swans, excuse me. And this, love this. And that's a really different one for a wedding, isn't it? Yeah, I do like a lot of them. Now I saw these when they came out as dies, and I didn't think we'd get all the cute little animals because they're so sweet. And we've got all three of them. And we've got quite a few of the little edges as well. I don't know if we've got them all. I haven't looked through enough to see if we've got them all, but we've definitely got quite a few. Look at that, that's so cute. I love that one. Matting and layering, and she explains how to even out the card and things like that. Words and pages. I do like these, but they're a bit too much for me. I might give them a go anyway. I've noticed that these little baskets are different to the last one. I really like this one. I think it's nicer. I don't know why it's different. Is it bigger? I'm not sure. But you can resize any of them anyway, can't you? And then we've got some more shabby chic with the birds. These are lovely. I mean, like the backgrounds even are just, they're subtle but kind of quiet, if that makes sense. And I love this green paper with the background like that. Ornamental florals. So are they in a vase? Colour theory. I've been learning a bit about it just by reading these. So this is about colours for spring, summer, autumn and winter. And this is a new one. So design team. I think she's the lady that does all the videos. But anyway, that's a nice card. And then the Swallows Tapestry. Now, I really like this. I haven't seen a lot of people doing this, but I love it. I like the background on this, but maybe with the actual charisma on top, I think would look really nice. So that is all the magazine. I hope you all do this competition. It's worth doing. It's you just go over to Tattered Lace and it should be right on the front page. It will say magazine giveaways, and you just put that in with your email address and you have a chance of winning one of these. I always think it's worth it, isn't it? So you got to be in it to win it, as they say. Right, so I'll come out of there and I will get some things together. I'm not sure what I'm doing yet, but I think I'll do the swallows and that lovely fuchsia, but I'll try and change it up a bit and show you different ways, and I'll see you over at the craft table. So I'm over here at the computer, and as you can see, I've brought up the swallow tapestry. I've forgotten the number. I think it's 42. 42-1. So it's the first one, and this is what we're going to be working on, but we're going to do it a little bit differently. First of all, I don't need that because we're not going with the charisma, kind of. First of all, I need to take it over to PDF to ping. I have shown you this before, but it's PDF number 2 png.com. And this is where you can change the PDF to a ping file. So again, I'm in 42.1 and it's B I want. And I want the PDF, so I'll put that in and it will change it to the picture of the birds, and then you download. That's simple, and then it will be in your downloads file. So if I just minimize that, so that's out the way, it will now be in my download file, which we will go to quickly so I can show you. There it is. So right click, 7-zip extract files, or you can do is extract all if you haven't got 7-zip, and it's in there now. I'm going to view extra large, and that is the actual proper charisma. So then what I'm going to do is go over to my Craft Studio, and I've already opened it where it is. I'm going to bring it over, size it down a little bit so I can see what I'm doing, and then I'm going to crop right to the very line. I'm going to come down and crop right up. Let's bring it down a bit more, just in case you haven't seen me do it before. So all I want is the main picture, and that is what I'm going for. So now, okay, because I've got just the picture. And I'm going to do it just under A4. So what I want, really, basically, is for it to be around, I want this number, because I changed my workspace to inches. So I want that number to be around 7.5, which will automatically change the other one. Now that might be a little bit big, so what we're going to do, we're going to use this one now and come down. We'll do 10.75. I think that's about right. There we go, and now we're only 7.25. So that's what we want. And it's that easy to change over, to get a ping so you can use it in Minecraft Studio. You can now go and change the colours if you like. Look, I had a look. You can do some amazing colours on there, but I like the original colour, so I'm keeping it there. And now you would print that out, but first of all we are going to go back into Canvas and we're going to group all of that, which is layer group, and we're going to try and make it the same size. So if you remember, the width we done was 10.75. For some reason the height is different. I can't work it out because this says 7.25 and this says 7.06. So if you untick aspect ratio, I actually sent it over to the machine anyway, as it was, and had to end up changing this myself. So if you do it, it's now exactly the same size as the print that you're printing out. Now you might have to make it a little bit smaller. I'm just thinking actually, because I'll tell you for why. There is a bleed edge around this, isn't there? So what we're going to do, we're going to tick on that again, and I think if we, I don't think it's 1/2 inch, so if we go down to say 65, and then you might have to adjust it when you're on the machine, but it should fit perfectly. So now you're going to file, export. I've got some hidden stuff there, so, and then transfer via the internet. If you want to put it on a stick, you go export FCM, and then you find your memory stick down here. So that's my hard drive, so I would click on there and save it there. And that's how you save it onto a stick before you take it over. Otherwise you transfer via the internet. What we're going to do is cut out the charisma, stick it on some acetate and make it a frame. So I wanted to do something different, that was all. Not just the cards that were in there, but what else you could do with it. Okay, so I want issue 1 because I want the frames. Do you remember the frames from issue 1? And they were in Magical World of Silhouettes. I think it was this one. So we will look in here actually. Okay, so this is the one I want. But first of all, I want to make a copy of that and move it over there. And then duplicate that, because what I want to do is make it longer. But I want this to stay the same and the width to stay the same. And the only way I can think to do it is just to weld it together. So we know that the picture is 10 3/4. So I'm thinking we need the length of that to be about 11 because of this extra bit here. So if we have a look at it together at the moment, that might work actually, because that looks more like an inch. So if it's an inch, it needs to go a little bit bigger, doesn't it? Okay, so then what we're going to do is align it in the middle. I'm going to change that height to 5. So it's almost the same. And now we've aligned it through the middle so it's even. And we're going to weld. And then what I'm going to do is check the nodes, that there's not too many here. Look, can you see? We've got way too many nodes that we do not need. They're straight lines. Okay, so then what we're going to do if you hold shift and click on the box, because we only want the lines, I'll duplicate, and then we will. The reason I've gone down here is because it's out of the way of everything else, and I can see from the cross when I touch the lines. And we know that second line has got to go there, like that, and then all we're going to do is bring it further down, and there we have a bigger one. So we are going to group that one, and let's see how big that one is. 9. So that needs to be a little bit smaller. Yeah, we need to knock a bit off. So I am going to get a shape, and I need to knock about 1 inch off. Subtract. Now I can do that without getting the box and move that up, and then we can group that. So then we've got all 4 sides of the frame that we can cut out using the frame from a previous magazine. So you want 2 of each, and that will be the frame. It's up to you whether you do it patterned or coloured or mirrored, whatever you want to do. I think with the colouring I'm going to go black, but maybe add something on afterwards, I'm not sure. So that's the frames anyway. We've got them sorted. Okay, so then all you've got to do is find a backing paper to put at the back of it. I found one in one of the old downloads. I went through some of the older ones, and issue 86 had like a tree background with grass and sky, and I thought that would be perfect. So I printed that one out, and I'm going to use that as the background. So that is for the first project. Now for the second one, I'm going back to issue 6. Delightfully Different. You know, the circular one, but I want the stash files, and card base 1. So it's like this. You need to group it before you do anything, because all the little bits are separate. And then I'm going to turn it at 270 so that it's the right way round. So we've got that one, and then there's a smaller one. I don't want to make the circle with it. See, my idea, let me just get that out of the way. Got to group that as well. Don't forget grouping, because they're all separate. Control G on your keyboard or layer group. And then I'm going to flip that, and then hopefully I can show you kind of what I want to do. So I'm going to do a card base, and I'm going to do this bit this way, and then I want this bit going the other way. Now as you can see, it's quite a bit smaller. So what I thought I'd do is just make it a little bit bigger. I don't want it as long as the first one. I want it to stop sooner. So it's kind of like that. Let's do it a bit bigger. I haven't worked out exactly how big to do it, but this one. So we're going to put this on a 7x7 card. It means it's going to be quite a lot taller, but I think for a card like this, it'll be nice in a box anyway. And then you've got the layers that you can also resize. You don't have to resize this one, but resize the layer for that one. And then there's these gorgeous backing papers again. I'm sure it was in issue 6, and it was lovely backing paper. I thought would go really nice. Look, this one or this one would go really nice as the front cover. It would look really nice. So I'm going to do that, and then we'll add some of the fern and things like that from the ornamental florals, just some of the flowers coming out of both parts of that pocket. So we're mixing it up a little bit, but I'll only keep to 2 because we're doing quite long projects on both of them. And cut all your bits out, whatever you want to use, all the flowers. Don't forget to look through your previous issues as well, because obviously they're worth a look. And I will see you over at the craft desk.
Okay, so we're finally over at the craft table. I've gone ahead and done a few things in advance. So that's the size of my tapestry. I've paper pieced back in the parts of the birds that cut out, because I don't think it'd look right, although I lost this bit. I don't know what I've done with it, so we'll ignore that for now. And I've stuck it on acetate, and then I've cut the acetate down so that there's, I'm hoping you can see, there's a thin frame all the way round. I've already done the frame at the size I said, and what I'll say to you is I've made it up already. If you're not sure how to make it up, if you look at my Tattered Lace issue 1, I'll put a link if you want to see how to do it, because I'll do it properly there. So the idea is that that goes on top like that, and you just make sure you've got it even all the way round. And then for the bottom, I've got a black piece of card so that it's black at the back. And then, like I said, I found this in issue 86 downloads, but what it was 2 in 1. So on my printer, I custom sized it to 200%, and this is what I got, which is exactly what I wanted. I was happy with that. So what we'll first do, first thing I want to do is make sure I've placed this right, and I haven't cut it yet because I want to make sure I've got it in the right place before I make any mistakes. And then maybe test it with your birds. So that's kind of the effect we get. So the background is not overpowering, but it's there, so it's not just a plain background. So what I need to do is sticky tape along here. I'm going to use high tack tape. It's not red, but it is high tack. I love this one actually. It's very flat. It's still as strong as red. Look, you can rip the paper, but you can't rip the tape. Tape won't rip. And we are just going to go along the inside, because that's where we want it cut. That's it. I'm going to get a bigger pair of scissors, because then I need to trim. I've got a little bit there that's still showing a bit of white that I would want to sort out. Maybe cover it with ink. But there you've got the actual frame and the black bottom. And then we've got to stick this on exactly where we want it. But then, of course, you want to hide the acetate where it shows on the frame. Now, there's so many ways of doing this. I still haven't decided what I'm going to do. just got to try and even that out. And then it's like I've got bundles of lace, so maybe a lace border or gem border. Let's see what we've got up there, like these that go all the way around and hide it. Or just cut yourself another frame the size of this, so you know how big the outside is, and just measure the depth and do another one on the inside so that it will cover it. And you can do that patterned, plain, mirrored, whatever. There's so many different ways of doing it that it's your choice. But let's stick it down first. So although it's on the acetate, I know acetate is a nightmare for sticking down. I probably should have used high tack again, but I'm just going to stick along the border of the actual, so you can't see. I don't think you'd see this one anyway, but there we go. Maybe a piece of card you emboss it first and then cut a frame out so it's nice and embossed, or do a nice little shape at the top of it, something like that. But that part is totally down to you. I really have not decided myself, I've got to be honest. I thought lace at first, but I was thinking like a little bit like that, but when I put it on it just looks lost. I don't know, maybe that might work actually. So, you know, something like that. Or like I said, if you get a piece of card, do it the size of the frame and then stick it over the top. That hides everything. Also, the embossed would look amazing. It'll look like a proper stylized frame. And I'm sure that we can build a frame in canvas if we put our minds to it. But that's the start of it anyway. And then you've got to decide, you know, I want to keep this flat, but you could cut it out again or cut the flowers out again and maybe build that up, or the birds, you know, and build all them bits up and do it like 3D, because that would look amazing as well. Gems in the flowers, glitter, whatever. There are so many ways to take this. It's staggering actually. But, you know, just the simple plain effect of that. What do you think? Oh, I mean, I do like it. Just needs that finishing touches now, which is all down to you. So that's the first one. I'd love to see where you take this, if anyone does. I'm really happy with that. I'm still not sure what I'm going to do for the final piece, but number 2, what's that? So see if I can explain myself a bit better now, because it's a bit hard to explain. Oh, my card ripped a little bit when it was coming off. So I've got a normal 7x7 card and I'm doing it 10-fold. Before I cut this to 8x8, 2 seconds. Okay, before I put the backing on, which will go on there, I'm going to put the first part of this on. Now we're going to stick it you want to put these two together, right? See, I've already put the front on ready, but we're going to put these two so that they meet at the bottom, and then they are going to stick here. But what we have to do first is glue their tabs together. And then they're going to glue the outside of the tabs. Because these ones go this side. And you want to make sure they're on the edge. So I've lined them up and made sure they're on that edge. And then stick them all down. Now it seems like I'm doing it in a cockeyed way, but you'll understand. I am just going to glue a little bit of it so I know that this side is in place. There we go. So I know now that the rest of it is going to go in place. So now what we're going to do is glue these two tabs, just the two. The other one doesn't reach this far. And now this, I'm not sure if we may have to glue some extra of the card, because I don't know if the two tabs by themselves are going to hold it, but we will try. So we've got them two. I know it seems a bit awkward doing it this way, but I'd rather know I'd got it right. There we go. And then what we're going to do is curve this one, and we are going to stick it to the other side, bringing it out a little bit more. The thing you can do if you want to, I should have said before I stuck it down actually, you could put a couple of slits in to stick the tabs in if you'd rather not stick. So then what you actually have So you see, that's the basic shape of the card. Then what I've done, I just cut out loads of the flowers, because I really like these flowers. And all you need to do, oh, I also cut out the foxes, and I think he's really cute, and I thought the colouring might go, and maybe we could put him down here to hide the seal sort of thing. But we'll see. I'm not sure if it's too much or... So now all we're going to do is play around with these to see what's going to look nice where. Just a nice little greeting there, which I didn't cut out, I haven't thought about, but there, I don't know, what do you think? It's different, isn't it? I kind of really like that actually. I'm happy with that, so I hope you enjoyed that as well. I did only do 2 this month, so I thought the computer part of it took a while, so I stuck just to 2. But I done it so that it was very different from any projects in there. So hopefully it's given you some ideas and you can enjoy. And I'll see you again soon, because I'm very late with this project. I do apologise. But I will see you again in a couple of weeks. Okay, thanks for watching. Bye for now.